Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for LiveOffBeats.com. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at DJ Fanatic Beats. That's PHANATIC, or Instagram as well. It sounds for producers. This video right here is basically a breakdown video of the beat that I made. It's like an R&B beat. It has a great vibe. It's real chill. It's very soulful. And pretty much any R&B artist can hop on this joint, man. It came out really nice. It's a nice relaxing beat. So I'm gonna break down the elements and hopefully inspire you or show you some type of tips along the way. So I started out with a loop. I'll just play it as is. Check it out. I really like that loop. So that inspired the whole beat right there. Started with that. I did some cool things to it. I EQ'd it, cut the lows so it doesn't interfere with low frequency instruments. I used a reverser and kind of messed around with the parameters to get the type of effect that I want. And also used shaper box. I used a basic filter and time option. It has like and shaper box, they're actually making a part 2 of this, which I might get as well. But I used the time effect, where it kind of like sounds like a record stopping at the end, and also turn the mix down basically. And I use a filter effect where it's waving back and forth. So let me play it without the effects. And of course I use stereo separation to make the sound wider using this knob right here. So I widened the sound, and I used all these different plugins. So I'm gonna play it again without the effects. It sounds pretty cool because it already has effects on it, but I wanted to take it a step further. So this is with effects. Kind of makes it more ethereal, like airy and behind the scenes. So next thing I added was arcade. Is like a sample based thing with output, and I have a lot of really cool sounds in there, but I of course manipulate every sound that I put in the beat, and I did some cool things to it. I think. My bad. It was actually, I don't want to do that right now, but it was actually silent 1. My bad. I used some type of lead that has movement in it, and if you notice, I did octave jumps to kind of build the energy. And now it goes up here, pattern 2. You can feel that energy building there. And of course, you know, when you go higher in notation, like a higher note, you're automatically building up energy. It's a natural thing. So the next thing I added, I believe, was some type of pluck. So let's listen. It's a lead. And what's cool about this lead, I don't even know where I got that. Okay, it was arcade. That lead, my bad, actually has like built-in chords. So, and it's locked into the key, so it sounds really cool with those type of bending chords. And next element was another type of lead, I believe. Melody. So basically that's the melody that's in the chorus. It has a beautiful sound to it, and it just gives this nice relaxing vibe, and everything is complementing each other, you know, as the beat builds. There's nothing too crazy going on. There's nothing out of the ordinary. It's a nice warm R&B beat. So I believe next I went into the drums, so let's check it out. notice that kick is hitting like crazy. It's a layered kick. I used 2 kicks and just kind of basically used one for lower frequencies and used one for more punch and higher frequencies. Not too high, but like mid-high. So you can basically blend multiple kicks and isolate certain frequencies that you want. So notice in this first kick, right? And I'll show you what I mean just to give you a breakdown. See? Sounds really cheap and shallow. But I did boost the low mid to give it the punch right there. And the second kick, I'll play that by itself. And notice where I boost the frequency in the sub area. And it has like this reverb to it. So it's like low frequencies in kick 2 and also like a reverb, so it carries over like a long reverb tail. So basically kick 1 was a lot of just the punch. So I'm gonna play them 2 together. And there you go. You got a nice magical kick that is unique and it sounds really good with this beat. So next element I added was the I think this is actually a hi-hat, so let's check it out. My bad, I forgot to unsolo these. Snare. And basically the same same technique with the snare. I can play one. I'll play the other one. See, you got a lower snare and a higher snare. One's obviously higher in volume, but it's also a higher frequency, and I layered those together. So that's what makes, you know, your music unique, when you can layer multiple sounds together. Of course, you can have up to how many ever snares you want. You know, I had beats where I had 5 snares and 5 kicks, but it does get a little complex when you start doing that, and you got to take your time when you start doing that, because you can just make things sound worse when you just layer random stuff. So you got to use your ear and find out what sounds good, and also pay attention to the frequencies. So the next thing I added, let's just unmute all of those. I believe it is the hi-hat. Let's find out. Yep. Notice there's a simple rhythm, and with the hi-hat I basically shifted it a little bit, see, off the grid, so that way it has a nice little swing to it. And I didn't use the full main swing. I'm shocked. So notice it kind of drags, and it's on the end of the beat too. And right. And next is another hi-hat. It's basically a percussion sound that has a different rhythm, kind of just add more to the beat. And the next element I had was an open hi-hat, probably on the end of the beat. Heard it at the end there. Dope. And then we had a straightforward hi-hat going throughout the beat. And notice the velocity of this straightforward hi-hat. I have a lot of movement here to kind of make it sound like it's being pitched up and pitched down. It's an illusion, because the velocity, sometimes when you take the sound down on a constant sound like that, it sounds like you're pitching it in a different way. And I actually, let me just play this by itself. See, it sounds like you're hitting different hi-hats harder and one softer. So it's an illusion, and it basically brings movement in the beat. So these little things, man, it makes your beat stand out. So this next thing I added, I believe this is the 808. Oh my god, that thing is crazy. Yeah, I did some stuff to that, I can tell. So let me just play a little bit of it so you can hear it. Yo, 808 is crazy. Basically, you know, it starts with it picking a good sound, but obviously what I did is cut the highs with the frequency. I used Fruity Fast Distort and messed around with the parameters to get the exact sound that I wanted, and it's side chained to the kick, so that way the kick stands out, the two kicks stand out. And if you notice in the pattern, I used a lot of slide notes. To do that in FL, you just double tap and click on this little triangle, click on the circle next to the triangle, and that's a slide note. Basically it's going to go here to slide. This is a slide note. You can see the little triangles here, and what it does is slides to that note under that duration. So let's play by this pattern by itself. See? And that gives you an idea. Jeez, that gives you an idea of you know, how a slide note, one way of doing it. And that's a hit. Obviously it's like a brass hit at the end, at the beginning of every 8 bars. Here, I'll play it by itself. So that's pretty much the whole beat. Mixing wise, of course, you get your volumes, your level straight of what you want with the sounds. This one I did a lot of panning. The pad that at the beginning, of course, they're stereo separated. This lead, I have it more to the left, and this other lead I have it to the right. Have that to the right as well. I forgot what this is. Okay, cool. So I got 2 leads going to the right and 1 to the left, and just you kind of mess around with it and see where you want sounds to fit in the stereo field, and you know, you can go from there. With the snare, I did decide to move this to the right a little bit. It's shifted off the grid and to the right, and I just wanted to make it a little different. The hi-hat straight up. The percussion element is to the left because I had a lot of sounds going to the right and this hi-hat. So sometimes you want to create some type of balance. The hit is straight up. I'll probably use reverb, yeah, to make it sound larger than it is. See? And reverb settings, if you want to know, decay is all the way up. Not all the way, but it's pretty high. The wet level's a little above half. Stereo separation is wide, and the size is like average. And I raised the low cut and of course cut the bass off because I don't want the reverb to lower frequencies of the hit. So let me start the beat from the beginning, and you kind of vibe out and get an idea of what I did with it. And hopefully, you know, you'll learn a couple things, a couple tips that I taught, well, that I covered here in the video. Because it's not teaching, it's just, you know, showing you how I came about, and this beat came out pretty dope, and hopefully you be the judge and enjoy it. So here it is. That is called a pattern. Let me do the whole song right now. Snare sound crisp. Got a break right here. Bringing that bass. Now you get the idea. So of course I took out a couple sounds here and there and just kind of built it in song format. That's up to your creativity and what you want to do. I usually have different verses. Looks like it's, yeah, it is different. And for this, I just did a fade out from the chorus. So nothing too crazy, but it came out really dope. And hopefully you enjoyed the beat. Hopefully you enjoyed the beat breakdown. And again, it's DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for LiveOffBeats.com. And if you like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at DJ Fanatic Beats, or Sounds for Producers on Instagram as well. And hopefully this R&B beat inspires you to make something dope, and you can make something similar or even better. So have fun with your music and don't be afraid to explore. Peace.